Rob Bluey, the editor-in-chief for the Daily Signal, was inside that meeting at Facebook, and chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp, turned down his invitation to go. Matt and Rob both go on the record. First to you, Rob. Claudia characterized it as, quote, a success. Do you agree with that characterization, and what makes it a success?
Well, I think it was a first step. Let's put it that way. It was a conversation that I think Facebook should have had a while ago. It certainly opened the door, and I think that it'll be a success if Facebook follows through and continues the conversation with conservatives. Not just conservatives, but I think they should be continuing the conversations with everybody in the political spectrum to make sure that they're treating all of this content fairly and they're not discriminating or suppressing any political points of view.
Did he deny it?
He did not. They talked a little bit about the algorithm. There's actually a continuation of more meetings taking place right now on the campus, in which they'll go into greater detail. But I think that one thing that came out was clear. Certainly, they need to do a better job of educating both the publishers, conservative news sites, and conservatives in general about how Facebook operates. And that was one thing that I think I took away, this appreciation for transparency and a greater desire to have a conversation going forward.
Rob, if you hold on for a second. Matt, you didn't go. Why
That's
didn't
right.
you go?
I didn't go because I think this is a PR stunt. I think they needed conservatives to sit around the table so that after the meeting they can say, we've met with all these conservatives and we had this great conversation going and everything's going to be smoothed over with conservatives. What I just heard from Rob, and I love Rob. Rob's a good guy. But what I just heard from Rob is they didn't apologize.
They didn't admit it.
They didn't acknowledge they have a problem. They're doing their own investigation on this internally.
That's like saying that the fox ought to guard the chicken coop.
That's right. This is an old Clinton ploy, right? Oh, we checked it out and everything's fine. And they're not promising transparency. I want to see exactly how they treat conservatives and treat everyone.
Rob, what did they say about doing the investigation? Why not give it to someone outside the organization? Did Zuckerberg say anything about that?
Yes, well, 2 points. I do want to acknowledge that, Matt, they did acknowledge that they do have a problem, and I think that was one of the reasons that they had all the conservatives come out for this meeting.
Is it a problem with the PR, or do they have a problem in that they are sorting through and deliberately massaging what goes in that trending section? Which is the problem?
Well, so the trending section was just one piece of it. I mean, there was a conversation about the news feed and about certain conservative pages maybe getting blocked or taken off of Facebook. So the conversation extended really beyond just trending topics, which was a relatively minor piece of.
But see, what I don't understand, Rob, what I don't understand is if they think the problem is they have a PR problem, or they think the problem is that they're doing it.
Well, they certainly acknowledged that there was a problem with getting the message out to conservatives in terms of having correspondence and communication with them on a regular basis, and they need to do a better job of that. There was clear distinction of that. On the investigation piece, Greta, they are going to respond to Senator John Thune, who is with the Commerce Committee and has promised an inquiry on this. So we expect to hear more from that on soon, but nobody outside organization of Facebook is planning to investigate. As far as I know, they will be conducting that internally.
Matt, I was more sympathetic to Facebook until now. It looks like that this was to me, and then I realized that Rob and Dana went there, and that it was very good that they went there and talked. But this, I mean, they haven't said they have a problem beyond a PR problem.
Look, when you're going to really solve a problem, you don't start communicating. Communicating is not the problem with Facebook. Everyone's got good relationships in and out of there. What they have to do is acknowledge that they've done something wrong. There are whistleblowers pointing it out, and they have to give us transparency. It's not good enough. But
is it wrong? I mean, can't Facebook put whatever topics they want up there? I mean, what's the difference between Facebook and the New York Times putting what it does?
I'm a conservative. I don't think the government needs to intervene and tell Facebook how to run its business. But you can't fraudulently explain that your business operates one way when it operates another way. If they're the New York Times and the Washington Post and they want to run their company just like the lefty political contributions they make, it's their right. But we have the right to know that that's how the algorithm works.
Rob, did they say the algorithm worked? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, to Matt's point, I mean, they acknowledged that, and I think they heard that message loud and clear from the conservatives who were in the room. They said if Facebook is going to pretend to be a neutral arbiter and be fair across the board, then they actually have to live up to those standards, and that's a high bar for them to perhaps meet. But if they want to present themselves as a liberal entity like the New York Times or Washington Post, just admit it, and conservatives will know where they stand on the platform. But as it stands, Facebook reaches over 1 billion people. There's a lot of conservatives who use it. I think that the Heritage Foundation Daily Signal, we're going going to continue to be active on Facebook because we know that that's a community where conservatives certainly value, and there are some that will back away and probably step off of Facebook as a result of the recent PR controversy. But I think that genuinely this is a positive step.
Let me give Matt the last word on this.
You know what? Well before Facebook called, they only called me when they had a problem. We met with Facebook and we said, hey, help us understand how to use your platform. Help us understand how we get our message out better. They really weren't interested in helping us.
They got caught with their pants down.
They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar or whatever.
And also, yeah, well, that's probably a better description. Anyway,
that's a little better.
A little bit nicer. Anyway, Matt, Rob, thank you both. We'll see